Hello everyone, can you see this board?
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt from last class? So I think we have discussed de Broglie wave, right? De Broglie wave discuss कर चुके हैं. Means the wave associated to particle has wavelength h upon mb and energy. The frequency is given by E upon h. डिस्कस कर चुके हैं सर? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Let me verify from my end. This is tutorial. Yes, so we have discussed this de Broglie wave, right? Okay. So what else do we need to know? So with this discussion, we find few more things. And not only this, we also realize that exact momentum can also not be determined. Or velocity cannot be determined. One very classical way of seeing this thing is this. Let us say we have some bigger object, okay, and let us see it through an optical microscope. But as the size decrease, let us say the size is now decreased. Obviously, this optical microscope now will not be able to see this object very clearly. We will have to use electron microscope now, right? So what is happening? As we are trying to get a more and more accuracy regarding the size of sample, जैसे हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं सैंपल के साइज की एक्यूरेट कैलकुलेशन के लिए, we are sacrificing something. What is the problem? Why can't we, I mean, what is the difference between these two? Why can electron microscope see the small object? Why cannot optical microscope see the small object? The difference is in the wavelength used in the system. Optical microscope use the visible light spectrum. What is the lambda here? In the range of this. What is the lambda here? It depends on what is the velocity of electron. But obviously lambda of electron microscope is less than lambda of optical microscope. And that is why electron microscope able to see even the smaller object. यही वजह है कि इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोप स्मॉलर ऑब्जेक्ट भी देख सकता है. But at the same time, if you see what is the energy that is being provided to the sample, जो sample को energy मिल रही है through light or through electron, here it is E optical is SC upon lambda optical. What is the energy that is being provided? E electron microscope is SC upon lambda. So obviously, if we are using a smaller wavelength, we can have a good idea of location or size of object, but at the same time, the momentum of electrons or whatever small things there are, electrons or atoms, they are getting more momentum here. Sorry, less momentum in optical case and high momentum in electron microscope case. So in an attempt to get a precise value of location, we are losing the information of momentum. जितना हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं लोकेशन सही से मिल जाए, उतना ही हम एट द सेम टाइम मोमेंटम को डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हैं, राइट? और इन टर्म्स ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स, if we are trying to fix one of the thing, यदि हम delta x means error in the size of object. If we trying to remove delta x or we try to decrease delta x, at the same time delta p starts increasing. जैसे जैसे आप लोकेशन में एरर को कम करने की कोशिश करेंगे, at the same time error in momentum starts increasing. Reverse is also true. If you try to control error in momentum, then automatically the error in location start increasing. So one of them increase, then other one decrease. But if you increase this, this will decrease. So what is their product? Or what is the minimum value of this product? Larger, maximum तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. But no matter how hard you try, आप कितना भी मेहनत कर लीजिए, their product cannot be less than this. This is the lower bound. Okay, delta p means momentum along x-axis. Delta x mean error in measurement along x-axis. Then this is the momentum along x-axis. Similarly for y-axis, ये y-axis में रहता है. Similarly for z-axis. I mean, whatever is the direction of delta x, delta p also have the same direction. Okay, so this relation is called Heisenberg uncertainty relation. And this is a very useful, very meaningful relation in quantum mechanics. Why? Because we know there is no way to determine exact position, and this formula tells you that if you are not able to determine exact position or momentum, this is the possible error in your setup. आपका जो भी error होगा इससे कम नहीं हो सकता, इससे ज्यादा हो सकता है depending on what machines you are using. इससे ज्यादा तो हो ही सकता है, आपकी machines अच्छी नहीं है, you will get more error, but you cannot decrease this error beyond this point. इससे कम नहीं कर सकते using any machine. Do you see this sort of thing in real life? क्या real life में इसका कोई experience किया है आपने? Let me show you one example, and you already know this example. This is a screen. Okay, and let us say this is a laser light. Okay, and this is some slit in the path of light. and the size of slit is quite big. Slit का size बहुत बड़ा है. So this is the laser beam, and we can see that beam here. So you know laser is a coherent beam. You can maintain the direction of laser beam to a very good accuracy. Laser light आसानी से disperse नहीं करता है. So whatever is the aperture of laser light, जितना भी light इस direction में emit हो रहा है, it remains in the same direction. It does not diverge in many directions. And we see a very fine print here. यहाँ पे आपको सिर्फ एक spot दिखेगा light का and nothing else, right? So what do you see? In terms of photon, you can think that many photons are coming from laser. They have some momentum. Let us say this is x-axis. Let us assume this is x-axis. This is y-axis. Okay. So photons are emitting out from this laser. All of them have some x momentum. So x momentum is not 0. And all of them are moving along x-axis. What about y momentum? There is no movement of light along y-axis. Even if it travels for 1 or 2 kilometers, 1 या 2 किलोमीटर चलने पर भी, there is no significant change in the y direction. So Py is equal to 0 or it is nearly equal to 0. Okay. Now if I bring this slit closer to the light, यदि slit को light के और close लाएं तो any change? क्या यहाँ पैटर्न पे कोई चेंज होगा? No. If I keep it closing, यदि मैं इसको बंद करता जाऊं and I keep it to a size, the size delta y, or the distance or the width of the slit d is of the order of lambda. What is lambda? Lambda is h upon p. What is p? Momentum of photon. Now is there any change in the pattern? क्या अब पैटर्न चेंज हुआ यहाँ पर? So you will see a diffraction pattern now. The laser will appear here also, right? I mean this light will get broad. So some light will go in this direction also, some light will go in this direction also. And you will see a bigger spot of light here. Then some darkness, then again some light here, some light here, then darkness and so on. So you will see this kind of intensity. Question is, if there was no momentum initially, how come after passing through this slit, we are having lasers along y-axis? Y-axis के along laser light क्यों आ रही है? When we close this slit, जब slit को आप close करते हैं तो. Any answer? Using wave theory, you know the answer, right? Using photon theory, I mean, if you assume photons, if you assume light consists of photon, then
Sir, because of collision, and collision give a velocity in another direction.
okay, yes, to some extent, yes. So yes, collision can be accepted. In fact, it is the collision. Can you get any estimate of this width? क्या इस width का estimate निकाल सकते हैं? Obviously, this width depends on how much is d here, right? When d was large, जब d बहुत बड़ा था, this, let me call it delta y. This delta y was extremely small. Small means of the order of size of laser beam. जितना laser beam का size था उतना ही था. When I reduce delta, reduce this d, then it increased, right? So obviously this delta y is somehow connected to this d. Can you figure out what is the connection?
Lambda capital D by small d.
So I mean, it depends on how does photon interact with the slit and accordingly. But according to Heisenberg, whatever is your calculation, this condition will always be respected. Let us see what does it mean. So when d was large, जब d बड़ा था, in that case what was happening? Let me read that case again. This is the laser light, right? And this is the slit, and size of slit is quite big. Slit का size बहुत बड़ा है. Okay. Let me try to locate photon in this much range. So obviously, I mean, let me try to locate photon along y-axis. So obviously no light can pass through this. No light can pass through this. Light will be blocked by the slit. Only this much is the allowed region, right? Photon जाएगा तो इसी में से कहीं से होकर के जाएगा. So what is the maximum possible error that I may get in order to attempt location of photon? यदि photon की location में पता करना चाहूँ, कितना maximum error आ सकता है मेरी calculation में?
D by 2.
If this width is d, maximum error in location measurement, इससे ज्यादा तो नहीं आने वाला.
हाँ सर.
Obviously photon will have to delta y means d, right? Now according to Heisenberg, if this is the error in the measurement of location, then error in your momentum calculation will be this much. इससे ज्यादा या इतना तो होगा ही होगा. h bar upon 2, right? Now if d is big, यदि d बहुत बड़ा है, error in the measurement of y momentum is quite small. The size of h bar is 10 to the minus 34. D, let us say 1 millimeter. Okay. So this is the error in the measurement of momentum, and this error is extremely small. ये number कितना आएगा? 10 to the minus 31. This number is so small that no machine can measure such error. यदि ऐसा कोई error है भी तो present date में कोई machine नहीं जो इस error को पता कर सके. But if I keep reducing d, it means now I am more and more certain about the location of photon. यदि मैं d को कम करता जाऊं, now I am more sure this photon has to go from here. बाकी तो आपने रास्ते दिया ही नहीं ना. So when I reduce d, what does it mean? I am getting more accurate measurement of location of photon. But according to Heisenberg, if you are more sure about position, यदि आपको position ज़्यादा confirm है, at the same time you will become unsure about momentum. Means शुरुआत में Let us say py is 0, delta py is 10 to the minus 34. So your momentum will be somewhere from 0 plus minus 10 to the minus 34. इसको आप 0 ही बोल सकते हैं, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा. But as you keep reducing d, your momentum, the uncertainty in momentum will start increasing. Let us say d is of the order of wavelength of photon. So d यदि मान लीजिए आपका है 1 nanometer, right? Then delta p is now increased. So what is the new error now? Y-axis के along momentum 0 plus minus 10 to the minus, let us say this become 10. Now this is not a small number. ये small number नहीं है. It means now photon can go in this directions also. Okay. It means now you will see light here also. जैसे जैसे आप certainty बढ़ाते जाएंगे पोजीशन में d को कम करके, you will become more uncertain about the momentum. Means there are chances that photon can have y momentum also. Y में momentum होगा, so y में light भी होगी. Accordingly, you will see spots of laser in these directions, right? So this is one very classical example of this realization. जैसे से आप d को कम कर रहे हैं, you are going to be certain about the location of photon. At the same time, you become uncertain about the momentum of the photons, right? So photon यहाँ से तो निकला, you are very much sure कि photon यहीं से गया. But what is the momentum now? Y-axis का momentum कितना है? पहले आप श्योर थे 0 है, अब आप श्योर नहीं कि 0 ही है या कुछ और भी हो सकता है, right? So in that sense, this Heisenberg uncertainty principle is quite useful. It can give you many meaningful results without doing any complicated experiment. Is it clear? Any doubt to anyone? I mean, please say yes or no. If you don't get anything, please let me know.
No doubt, sir.
Other applications और क्या benefit है इसका? क्या इलेक्ट्रॉन न्यूक्लियस के अंदर रह सकता है?
No, sir.
और how will you determine that electron cannot be inside nucleus? I mean, how do you know that only proton and neutron can stay inside and electron cannot? One way is that do the experiment. Experiment कीजिए, you will get some data. Then try to make a story. There are some hypothetical experiment also. आपको कुछ करना नहीं है लैब में, but this constraint can give you some very meaningful outputs. So what is the size of
And sir, by using de Broglie,
by using de Broglie? How will you use de Broglie? de Broglie से कैसे करेंगे?
sir, on putting the value of del p, we get the some error in del x.
That is Heisenberg uncertainty, right?
Yes, sir.
So let us say this is nucleus. Okay. So if electron is inside nucleus, it will be in this much length only. इसी में कहीं जाएगा, इसके बाहर तो नहीं होगा. What is the size of the nucleus? It is less than angstrom, right? I think this is the
10 to power minus 15 thought total.
10
10 to the minus 15. Okay. So let us say this is the diameter of nucleus d. and the size is of the order of minus 15 meter. Now this is the size. What is the possible error in this measurement? क्या confirm है इतना ही है? इसमें कुछ error हो सकता है? Error तो हो सकता है इसमें, plus minus something, plus minus let us say minus 16 meter, minus 14 meter, कुछ तो error होगा 1% 2% का, plus minus delta d. डेल्टा डी का मैक्सिमम वैल्यू कितना हो सकता है? मिनिमम का तो नहीं पता, मैक्सिमम कितना हो सकता है?
10 to power minus 15.
Why?
Sir, because it is the size of nucleus and electron can
See, let us say this is a scale. We purchase it from market, from a stationery shop. It has marking from 0 to 15. And this is a pencil. And on this scale, I found that pencil has length 5 centimeter 4 millimeter. Are you sure that this is the correct length, or it may have some error?
May have some error, sir.
How much?
1 mm maximum.
1 mm. Okay. Now let us go back to time. Let us say engineers are not smart enough to make millimeter marks. टाइम में पीछे जाते हैं थोड़ा, मान लेते हैं कि हमारे पास ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है कि मिलीमीटर के मार्क्स लगा सकें. We have only centimeter marks. 1, 2, 3, 4 only. Then what is the length of this pencil? It will show me only 5 centimeter or 6 centimeter. या तो उसको 5 centimeter मानना पड़ेगा या 6. What is the possible error now?
1 centimeter.
Right? Let us say further go back in time. It is very difficult to make centimeter marks also. Centimeter के mark लगाना ही मुश्किल है. Let us say inch. 1 inch here, 2 inch here. I mean something, or not inch. Inch is not a good unit. Let us say marks are 2 centimeter apart. Right? What is the possible length now? 4 centimeter plus minus something. My question is, whatever is the scheme here, क्या error की value main measurement से भी ज़्यादा हो सकती?
No, sir.
Right? If this is the length of the object, whatever is the error, it cannot go beyond the length of the object. आप ये नहीं कह सकते मुझे पता ही नहीं पेंसिल है भी या नहीं. Right? Same is here. कुछ तो error होगा. कितना ब्लेंडर करेंगे आप, कितना मिस्टेक करेंगे? योर मिस्टेक कैन नॉट गो बियॉन्ड साइज ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट. ऑब्जेक्ट के साइज से तो ज्यादा नहीं हो जाएगा. सो दिस इज द परमाउंट. ये तब है जब आप कुछ भी ना करें. यू आर डूइंग एवरीथिंग वेरी केयरलेसली, राइट? इफ यू आर केयरफुल एनफ और यू हैव मेनी मशीनरी, योर एरर इज मच 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 लेसर देन दिस. बट एनीवे, दिस इज द मैक्सिमम एरर. Then what is the possible error in the momentum? Greater than or equal to h bar upon 2 delta d. How much it is? Now this is delta d maximum here, right? Let us write as it is now. This is 10 to the minus 34. This is 10 to the minus 15. The error in momentum is this much. कितना हो जाएगा ये?
Minus 19.
Minus 19. Right? What is delta P? Mass into, so mass is constant, mass delta V. 10 to the power minus 19. What is mass? Mass of electron is of the order of
Power minus 90.
minus 19 is charge. Minus 31,
Oh,
I think,
sorry,
right?
minus 31. Yes, sir.
So delta V is uncertain by this much. 10 to the power minus 19. It becomes 31 here. What is the estimate? 10 to the power plus how much?
12.
12 meter per second. Or let me write it like this. 10 to the power 4 times of speed of light. So this much is the uncertainty in the velocity or speed of electron. यदि मान लीजिए 0 भी मान लेते हैं हम speed, then according to Heisenberg, its speed can be anything in this limit. First of all, Einstein has a problem with this number. No particle or no information can go beyond c, right? So this is a unrealistic situation. इतना uncertainty हो ही नहीं सकता, physically not allowed. Second, if you calculate energy corresponding to this uncertainty, the energy, यदि delta p इतना है, delta E कितना होगा? What is E or delta E? Delta p square by 2m. This is also quite high, something like 50 milli electron volt. It means electron can have energy from, let us say initially 0 to this much energy. Means if you perform some experiment, कोई experiment आप करेंगे and you try to find out energy of electron, that may have any value in such a large range. It means electron if are inside nucleus, electron nucleus के अंदर है तो उनका energy बहुत ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है. Experiment से नहीं मिला. And this is obviously, this is physically not allowed. So you can say that this initial assumption that electron is inside the nucleus is not true. So how come proton and neutron stay inside nucleus? Proton and neutron कैसे अंदर रुक जाते हैं? All because this factor. उनका मास ज्यादा है इनसे, right? How much? Their mass is minus 27, right? So 10,000 times more than electron, and that is why they can stay inside. Okay. So even without doing any calculation, you can find out the whether electron can stay inside nucleus or not. So electron is such a light particle that it cannot stay inside. Any more application? Yes. Bohr's orbit. What does it mean? Now electron cannot stay inside. अंदर तो नहीं रह सकता. बाहर रहने की क्या कंडीशन है? Obviously it can stay outside. Outside तो रह ही सकता है. And it will obviously follow this restriction. इसको तो फिर भी follow ही करेगा. So let us see. Can we get something meaningful or not? This is nucleus. Positive charge here. And we are talking about hydrogen atom, only one charge here. One positive proton, right? And let us say electron is moving in this orbit. This is electron. Now this positive charge attract this electron. Positive charge इसको attract कर रहा है. So what is the potential energy of this electron? If this radius is r, V is equal to minus 1/4 pi epsilon naught plus E Let me choose minus not here. Minus E divided by R, right? How much is the potential energy? Minus, let me call it K, E square by R, right? So if electron has no velocity, यदि electron की अपनी कोई velocity नहीं होगी, it will try to follow this potential. And you know, every particle try to remain in minimum energy state. So what is the minimum value of this number? I mean, what should be the value of R so that it gets minimized? Right? It means if there is no kinetic energy of the electron, it will fall or it will approach nucleus. But if there is kinetic energy, then there is kinetic term also, P square by 2m. Agree? Now Heisenberg uncertainty principle controls these two. What is total energy? Total energy is P square by 2m minus K square by. So it's a natural process to minimize this energy. कोई भी सिस्टम इस तरीके से इवॉल्व करता है कि उसका टोटल एनर्जी मिनिमम रहे, राइट? नाउ इफ यू डिक्रीज आर, आर को कम करते हैं, देयर इज ए इंक्रीज इन पी, पी में इंक्रीज है. इफ यू डिक्रीज पी, देयर इज इंक्रीज इन आर. सो ये टर्म बढ़ रहा है, सॉरी आर बढ़ रहा है, मतलब ये टर्म कम हो रहा है. 1 minute. Let me first find what is P. So what is the maximum uncertainty in the position? यदि इलेक्ट्रॉन इस ऑर्बिट में है, कितना एरर हो सकता है उसकी लोकेशन मेजरमेंट में?
R.
R और 2R डिपेंड्स ऑन हाउ यू डिफाइन एरर. या तो आप इसको
Yes.
कह लीजिए या इसको भी कह सकते हैं. लेट अस से R, right? So delta X is equal to R. What is delta P? H bar by 2 delta X H bar by 2 R. This is the error in, this is the possible error in greater than. This is the possible error in the momentum measurement. So what is the possible momentum? इससे तो ज्यादा ही होगा. यदि एरर का ऑर्डर ये है तो मोमेंटम इससे ज्यादा ही होगा. और दिस इज द मिनिमम वैल्यू ऑफ मोमेंटम, h bar upon 2r. So what is the energy? एनर्जी कितनी होगी? h bar square upon 2m r square, right? 4m r square. 2 into 2 4, 8 is here. This is the energy from kinetic energy part. This remains as it is. ये तो ऐसा ही रहेगा, right? Now what is the value of R? R की वैल्यू क्या होनी चाहिए? Obviously system will try to evolve in such a way that this total energy becomes minimum. What kind of behavior it is? ये किस तरह का behavior है? Let us see these two equations together. So let us plot this term, some constant divided by R square. So this term is like this. some constant divided by r, negative sign. So this is h square upon 8m r square. Some constant divided by r, negative sign. So E is negative for potential term and it is 1 by r. So maybe like this. This is k E square upon r minus. What is total energy? Summation of these two. So total energy will be, we will have to take summation of these two कर. यहाँ पे point इसका देखिए, दोनों को sum कीजिए and whatever will you get. The summation goes like this. करेंगे आप तो summation इस तरीके से behave करता है. It decrease, कहीं minimum आएगा, उसके बाद it starts increasing. क्यों increase करेगा? Because this is 1 by r square. It changes very rapidly. ये बहुत rapidly change करेगा. This is 1 by r. इसका change slow है. So obviously this is increasing much rapidly. ये बहुत स्पीड से ऊपर जाएगा. ये उतने स्पीड से नीचे नहीं जा रहा है. So obviously there is a minima somewhere. Okay. This is the minima in the energy. This is total energy. So electron will try to stay with this radius. This is r. For some particular radius r naught. Okay. Any idea? r naught कैसे पता करेंगे आप?
सर इस ई वाली टर्म को डिफरेंशिएट करके.
Right. This total energy is minimum here. It means del E by del R
is equal to 0.
at R is equal to R naught is 0. Okay. Put it. क्या मिलेगा आपको? Take derivative of first term minus 2h bar square upon 8m r cube. Derivative of second plus k e square upon r square is equal to 0. R naught. So what is the answer for r naught? R naught goes that side, r naught square. So it is 2h bar square upon 8m. K goes this side, E goes this side. So this is the estimate of first radius, Bohr's first radius. And if you calculate from Bohr's model, this is exactly equal to Bohr's first radius. सरप्राइज, आपने एस्टिमेट निकाला था, यहाँ तो एक एग्जैक्ट आ गया है. एनी लॉजिक बिहाइंड इट? आई मीन कैन दिस फॉर्मूला गिव यू एग्जैक्ट आंसर्स? क्या ये फॉर्मूला आपको एग्जैक्ट आंसर्स भी दे सकता है?
No sir.
So obviously there is no logic behind it, that we did some rough calculation and somehow we get the exact answer. It's just a coincidence.
Sir,
yes.
We got the exact answer because we assumed that delta p is equal to h by 2 pi.
Yes. So I mean, yes, we are on the extreme bound. हम बिल्कुल extreme bound पर हैं. That may be the reason. But that is also very surprising that first orbit. See, that is not the only possible thing. You are saying that we are taking this. ठीक है, हम ले सकते हैं इसको. There are many strange thing here. Can you calculate P from delta P? क्या delta P से आप P calculate कर सकते हैं?
No sir.
No, right? Delta P tells you that this is the possible range of momentum. इतना error हो सकता है. So can you calculate what is the P here? All you know that P has to be greater than this. P की value इससे ज़्यादा होगी. यदि error ही इतना बड़ा है तो object इससे बड़ा होना चाहिए. So this is a very blind assumption that let us take the minimum possible answer. Delta P is equal to T. So there are lots of blunders, or you can say there are lots of mistakes, and somehow these mistakes cancel each other. कुछ ऐसा हुआ कि सारी मिस्टेक दूसरे को कैंसिल करती गई, and we get the exact answer. But yes, there is no logic behind it. You cannot claim that you can get something exact using this theory. Coincidence होते हैं. There are lots of mistakes. There are lots of wrong assumptions here. But सब एक दूसरे को कैंसिल करते हुए आपको करेक्ट आंसर दे रहे हैं. बट इसको आप कभी भी एज ए टूल नहीं यूज कर सकते. ऑब्वियसली दिस फॉर्मूला कैन नॉट गिव यू एग्जैक्ट आंसर्स. ये फॉर्मूला कभी भी आपको एग्जैक्ट आंसर क्लेम नहीं करता है. इट जस्ट गिव यू सम पॉसिबल बाउंड्स, राइट? सो इट्स जस्ट कोइंसिडेंस और सम सॉर्ट ऑफ वी आर लकी दैट वी गेट द एग्जैक्ट थिंग. इवन देयर इज नो लॉजिक बिहाइंड एज्यूमिंग डेल्टा x इज इक्वल टू r. I mean, what is the definition of delta x? 2r भी तो रख सकते हैं. This is the possible domain of electron. Electron यहाँ से यहाँ तक कहीं भी मिल सकता है आपको, इसके बाहर नहीं, right? If you assume 2 here, you will get half of the same thing here. आपको यहाँ पे भी वही half effect मिलेगा. So there are many strange things, but somehow we get the answers. But anyway, you can see that this is a very meaningful, although it's a somewhat strange thing, and all we know that these two things cannot be measured simultaneously. हम सिर्फ इतना जानते हैं कि दोनों simultaneously measured नहीं हो सकती. But how come lower limit is this? और lower limit h bar by 2 ही क्यों है? That is something complicated to answer. इसका आंसर आसान नहीं है करना. Okay, so thanks to Heisenberg that he find the lower limit. Any other equivalent formula? This is true not only for delta x, delta p. Such relations are true for many conjugate variables which have same dimension. Same dimension means इसका dimension क्या है? Length. इसका dimension mass into velocity. Velocity means L by T. What is the dimension of the whole thing? ml square T inverse. Same relation hold for delta E and delta T. E means energy, T means time. What is the energy of, what is the dimension of this product? Energy means, let us say mc square से निकाल लेंगे, m l square t minus 2. This is time t, m l square t minus 1. Same dimension, right? So uncertainty in the time interval and the corresponding uncertainty in the energy measurement also follow same formula. Any other? Delta j, delta theta. What is delta j? Error in angular momentum. What is delta theta? Error in measurement of angle. What is the dimension of angular momentum? MBR. What is M? Mass. This is L upon T. This is L. Dimension of angle? Nothing. It's a dimension free thing. What is the dimension of the product? Dimension of angular momentum itself, ml square T minus 1. Same. So this is true for all those conjugate variables whose product has this dimension. ऐसे conjugate variables जिनका product ये dimension रखता है. All such variables follow this uncertainty principle. Means आप angular momentum measure कर रहे हैं, correspondingly theta measure कर रहे हैं. दोनों में एरर होगा, and this is the lower bound of that error. So this is all about uncertainty principle. Okay. Any doubt with this part?
No, sir.
Okay. And we have some meaningful applications of this. First is electron can't stay inside nucleus. Diffraction of photon or laser beam or photons. What else did we drive? Radius of first Gauss orbit, right? So there are many things, and this also tells you one more thing. Very simple thing. Let us say we have a box, some length L. We have a particle here, let us say electron or anything. What is the possible error in position? इसके होने के chances कहाँ पर है? Obviously it will be somewhere inside this box. इस box में कहीं ना कहीं रहेगा, इसके बाहर तो जाना नहीं है. So maximum error in the measurement can be this much only, but it is a non-zero number. What does it mean? There is an error in momentum also. How much it is? इससे ज़्यादा ही होगा. All I want to say that it's a non-zero number. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? This particle cannot have zero energy. इस पार्टिकल की एनर्जी जीरो नहीं हो सकती. So it's a very strange phenomena of quantum mechanics that, and I have shown you earlier also, de Broglie wavelength also suggests this thing. This V cannot be zero, or this Heisenberg principle also hints the same thing. E cannot be zero as long as a particle is bounded. यदि पार्टिकल किसी बाउंडेशन में है, it means you have some sort of error with the measurement of location. यदि इसकी लोकेशन मेजरमेंट को लेके कुछ भी एरर है, it directly claim that it must have some energy. कोई ना कोई मिनिमम वैल्यू इसकी एनर्जी का जरूर होगा. You cannot set it to zero. वो जीरो नहीं हो सकता, right? So it's a very strange phenomena. Yes, the minimum value of energy is so small that it is not easy to see. The typical size of this is of the order of h bar. जो minimum energy है, इसका जो order है वो इतना छोटा है. So it is not easy to see that minimum energy, but that is quite strange. हमने खुद से कोई energy नहीं दी, but quantum mechanics claim that this is the minimum energy that every particle has. आप कुछ भी मत दीजिए, तब भी हर पार्टिकल के पास इतना एनर्जी खुद का होता है. We don't know where it comes from. नहीं पता है कहाँ से आया है. So this whatever electron, photon, neutron, whatever it is, all particle have this much minimum energy. everywhere in the universe. Okay, so this is another, you can say, application of uncertainty principle, that estimate of bounded particle, estimate of energy of bounded particles. So this is all about Heisenberg uncertainty. Yes.
Sir, let's say the particle is not bounded, then it will have zero energy.
In principle, yes. But what do we
But
mean
sir,
by, yes, but what is the meaning of unbounded particle? और पार्टिकल को आप कैसे बाउंड करते हैं? So unbounded particle is a very hypothetical concept. It's like something is moving in free space under no force. कोई पार्टिकल मूव कर रहा है स्पेस में, उस पर कोई फोर्स नहीं लग रहा है, और the net force on the particle is zero. Net force particle पर zero है. Yes.
sir, still if the net force is zero, then that h by x term will be zero.
So I think for free particle, you can assume that energy may be zero.
Yes, sir. I'm saying that it may be zero, but it will be zero is not possible, I think.
Let me think
Because sir,
about
that P will be greater than h upon 2 delta x, not equal to h upon 2 delta x.
So you are saying this delta x is infinity. Particle is moving free.
Yes, sir.
Then delta p is zero, right?
Is greater than or equal to zero. It may be zero, but it
Yes. Sorry. So this is the lower limit. So what is the practical scenario? Practically क्या possible है? हाँ?
sir, in this case, I wanted to say that energy can be zero, but it will be zero is not possible.
So I can't answer it with confidence, because what really happens, that I don't know. Problem is that it depends on the problem now. कोई physical problem आप solve कीजिए and then see what is the possible energy there. In general, it's very difficult to claim anything. Experimental observations are not possible. Experimentally आप observe नहीं कर सकते, because this is the order. So only theoretical methods can hold, but उसके लिए आपको कोई system consider करना होगा, and then you can do. There is a method I can try from the wave function. This is the wave function of free particle. Just plain wave solution, and this follows some e square by 2m thing. Let me try first on my own. If I get something meaningful, I will let you know.
Okay, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir.
So I'll see what are the possible answer for such a case. Whether E is zero. Actually, E can be any value then. There is no quantization there. And if E is continuous,
That is what I'm saying, sir.
yes.
That is what I'm saying, that E can be zero, but it will be zero is not possible. Always it will not be zero. E can have any value in that case.
Actually, zero energy has many problems. Zero energy in quantum mechanics has many severe consequences. But what is the effect on free particle? Please give me some time. Let me think about it. It is not.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Not be in hurry. Anyway, so this is all about Heisenberg uncertainty principle, and that's all. What is still remaining here? The main surprise, that wave function. Whatever wave we are talking about, जो भी wave हमने अब बात करी है, what exactly it is, वो है क्या? What sort of law does it follow? किस law को follow करता है? So all these things we will uncover in the next class. So maybe in next 2 or 3 classes we will finish the quantum mechanics course. So by the end of next week we will finish quantum mechanics. Attendance this. Okay, attendance is done. You can leave now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.